My name is Victoria. This mini lecture is about the regions in the Caribbean. This lecture will discuss the location, landforms, resources, population, civilizations, languages, cultures, political structures, economics, and social forms of the Caribbean, presented by Clarissa, John, and Victoria. The approximate whereabouts of the region. The Caribbean Sea is located in the suboceanic basin of the western Atlantic Ocean. This lays between latitudes of 9 degrees and 22 degrees north and longitudes of 89 degrees and 60 degrees west. The Caribbean Sea is about 1,063,000 square miles in completion. To the south, it is near the coasts of Venezuela, Colombia, and Panama. To the west is Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. To the north are the islands of Cuba, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico. Next is one of the major capitals of the Caribbean. The largest capital in the Caribbean is Santo Domingo, located in the Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo is located on the southeast coast of Hispaniola. This city holds the oldest Roman Catholic archbishopric in the Americas. Santo Domingo is the industrial, commercial, and financial center of this country. Next, we'll discuss the major landform places, rivers and lakes, and climate properties of the region. The Caribbeans are home to mountains, rainforests, and coral reefs. Mountains. The highest mountain is Pico Duarte, which peaks at 10,164 feet and is located on the island of Hispaniola in the Dominican Republic. Rainforests. The most popular rainforests are on Dominica and Jamaica, and most islands have many waterfalls that are usually located in higher elevations. Coral reefs. About 9% of the world's coral reefs are located in the Caribbean. They cover about 20,000 square miles. Next, we'll discuss the major resource bases of the Caribbean. In Trinidad and Tobago, oil and gas are the most prevalent resource. In Jamaica, bauxite, which is used to create aluminum, is also a major resource. The Greater Antilles find metals like gold, copper, silver, and nickel to be the most prevalent. And in Guyana, timber is a major resource. The whole region of the Caribbean has a large fishing industry as well, due to their easy access to the ocean. Next is the approximate population size of the region. The total regional population of the Caribbean is about 44.6 million people, roughly 0.54% of the world's population. There are 13 independent countries in the Caribbean: Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Cuba, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Grenada, Haiti, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. Next are the most populated nations of the region and their corresponding population sizes and their major cities. Majority of the Caribbean's population resides within these 5 countries: Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. In Haiti, 11.7 million people inhabit the country of Haiti, with the capital of Port-au-Prince holding 1.2 million citizens. The Dominican Republic has 11.4 million residents, with Santo Domingo holding over a population of just over 1 million people. In Cuba, there are 10.9 million residents, with the city of Havana holding 2.15 million residents. Puerto Rico, being the fourth most populated nation in the Caribbean, and the city of San Juan holding 3,022,000 residents. Jamaica holds 2.8 million residents, with the city of Kingston holding 600,000 residents. Next are the major civilizations and histories in the region. There are many diverse civilizations throughout the Caribbean, the most prominent being the Taino and the Kalinago. The Taino civilized the Greater Antilles, a group of Caribbean islands making up the West Indies, and they civilized the Bahamas. They held a complex matrilineal social structure, including chiefs called caciques, with women holding social control. They were the first American civilization to be encountered by Europeans in 1492, ultimately diminishing their population and control. The Kalinago inhabited the Lesser Antilles, making up the Eastern Caribbean. The Kalinago were skilled in sailing and agriculture, producing crops such as cassava. They were also a matrilineal society. Men were responsible for hunting and warfare, while women were responsible for domestic living and agriculture. Today, the majority of the Kalinago people reside in their own recognized territory on Dominica's northeastern coast. These can be seen in the pictures on the right. Next are the major languages and regions in which they are spoken in. Several languages are spoken across the Caribbean, such as Spanish, English, French, Dutch, including different Creole languages such as Haitian Creole and Papiamento, which are native to the many Caribbean islands. Spanish, which is commonly spoken in the nations of Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. English is prevalent in Jamaica, Barbados, and the Bahamas, and Trinidad and Tobago. French is spoken within Haiti, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. Haitian Creole is also a major language in Haiti. Dutch and Papiamento are prominent languages in Aruba, Curaçao, and Sint Maarten. The European languages, including Spanish, English, French, and Dutch, became more prevalent after European encounters colonized many of the Caribbean islands after 1492.
Hi, my name is Sean, and I will be discussing the last 4 parts of our mini-lecture Caribbean presentation. So, cultures, social customs, folklore, music, dances, etc. The Caribbean's culture is a vibrant blend of African, indigenous, European, and Asian influences, reflected in its riches, social customs, folklore, music, and dance traditions, said by Liverpool 2012. Folklore plays a vital role in preserving oral histories and cultural identity, with stories often featuring trickster figures and ancestral spirits. Music genres such as reggae, calypso, soca, and dancehall have roots in African rhythms, and colonial experiences serving as expressions of resistance, identity, and celebration. Dance forms like the quadro, salsa, and limbo are integral to social gatherings and festivals, showcasing the region's dynamic cultural heritage. These cultural expressions not only entertain but also foster community cohesion and transmit values across generations, highlighting the Caribbean's unique and resilient cultural landscape. Now, moving forward to political structures, organizations, and issues. The Caribbean's political structures are characterized by a mix of parliamentary democracies and constitutional monarchies, largely influenced by colonial histories. Many countries maintain systems based on British Westminster model with elected legislatures and executive branches accountable to them. Regional organizations such as CARICOM, which is a Caribbean community, play a crucial role in fostering political cooperation, economic integration, and collective security among member states. However, the region faces political challenges including corruption, governance issues, and political instability in some states, which hinder development and social progress. Additionally, debates over sovereignty, territorial disputes, and the legacy of colonialism continue to shape political discourage. Addressing these issues requires strengthening democratic institutions, enhancing transparency, and promoting regional collaboration to ensure political stability and sustainable development in the Caribbean. Moving over to economic organization, level of development, and economic development issues. The Caribbean's economic organization is characterized by a mix of agriculture, tourism, and services, with many countries relying heavily on external markets and foreign investments. Gervan 2014, the level of development varies widely, with some islands achieving middle income status, with others facing significant challenges related to poverty and infrastructure. Key economic development issues include vulnerability to the global market, fluctuations, dependence on tourism, and limited diversification. Additionally, small island economies often struggle with high public debt and unemployment rates, which hinder sustainable growth. Climate change also poses a significant economic threat by affecting agriculture and tourism sectors. Now, moving forward to social form and social issues. The Caribbean region exhibits diverse social forms shaped by its colonial history, multicultural populations, and economic structures. The social satisfaction often reflects racial and class divisions, impacting access to education, healthcare, and political participation. Additionally, migration patterns both within and outside of the Caribbean influence family structures and community dynamics. Environmental challenges and climate change also exacerbate social vulnerabilities, particularly for marginalized groups. Understanding these social forms and issues requires a multidisciplinary approach and considers historical, economic, and cultural context to address persistent inequities and foster sustainable development in the Caribbean. And thank you.